Hey, everyone. Um, I know this is probably right the heck out of nowhere. I know it's right the heck out of nowhere. um, basically, so I'm doing this because I kind of wanted to talk about something I had in mind. Roy was like, "Hey, maybe you should tell them like about your plans," and I'm like, "All right, sure, that sounds good." So pretty much, uh, I've been pretty busy with private things, let's just say, for like the past month, pretty much. It's been a very, very long July, you know what I mean? And I haven't really had the time to really sit down and say, hey, what do I want to do here? So now I have the time, so I'm going to say, basically tell you what's going to happen. So pretty much, I've decided maybe starting Sunday. It kind of depends on how I'm feeling on Sunday. I'm not too sure. I don't really have any plans, but I might do it Sunday. It kind of depends. Pretty much, uh, starting Sunday just to test the waters, and then Wednesdays will be my new official day to stream. I think it's looking like it's gonna be that day because my thing is I need a day to stream. And if you know my channel, which I'm assuming you do if you're watching this, you know I have a very inconsistent scheduling thing. But pretty much, I wanted to be more consistent. So pretty much starting probably this Wednesday, again, depending on how I feel and what I want to do, uh, I'll probably start doing that. It's gonna be a variety of things. It's not always gonna be whatever I'm working on or me and Roy are working on. It's probably gonna be whatever I feel like doing that day. Uh, it might be V3313. It might be Dice's Domain. It might be Game Guys Gauntlet. I've got a great idea for a Game Guys Gauntlet coming up, so that might be Sunday. Um, I had a title plan, but I might change it depending on how I feel. Maybe Roy can help up with that, but that'll be off stream. So pretty much, yeah. So Wednesday's probably gonna be my new streaming day. I don't really have like a time in mind because the thing is, my my schedule is flexible, like really flexible, like so flexible. I can't think of a comparison right now, but more flexible than a piece of paper. Let's say that's a weird comparison, but whatever, you get what I mean. It's pretty flexible, and pretty much, yeah. I just wanted to have like a more flexible schedule. Again, we're this is very early in the works. I haven't figured out what I want to do. I'm thinking probably like every 2 Wednesdays. Again, starting from when's the next one? Let's say it's date is the 18th, right? Uh, Starting on the 23rd. Yeah, I'll start doing that. Actually, I might not do this Sunday. I'm not too sure. Maybe I'll do it Tuesday. Actually, I'm not sure. I'm just spitballing ideas here. But pretty much, long story short, Wednesdays are going to be my new streaming days. Uh, just because I'm like, hey, why not? I might as well start doing them on Wednesdays. This Wednesday's an interesting one to start it with. I'm realizing, but that's all right. I mean, I enjoy streaming, and I don't want to like start the schedule and people are like, "Why are you streaming every Wednesday?" So, or maybe they're just, I don't want there to be confusion. So that's me just like clearing it up or whatever. So pretty much, yeah. Uh, that's pretty much it. Again, I don't really have like a schedule. There's not really like a end time in mind. I don't really have like like what is it called? I don't really have a time to end or start the stream. Well, kind of. I usually stream at like 3, so 3 will probably be my start, and depending on how I feel, I'll just stream from there, and that'll be just the end of that. Uh, for future plans, I might as well talk about that now. Uh, pretty much. So the next blind playthrough is going to be probably Mario plus Rabbit, or yeah, Mario plus Rabbit. Sorry. Um, and we don't really have like a next game. You know what I mean? Maybe we could do B through 313, but the problem with that is that it's like that's not really a game you're meant to like beat. Like saying you beat the game isn't really saying much. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of like a Metroidvania except it's Mario 64, and you can get jump scared by a Mario without a face for some reason. The game's awesome. Anyway, so yeah, that's the future for Roy's blind playthroughs. We might do a Wario game? Question mark. Depending on how Roy feels after Sparks of Hope, because Sparks of Hope is next. Like for absolute. We even did a sneak peek. Maybe we'll do a sneak peek of Wario World too, or not Wario World, Wario Land. We can't do Wario World because my because my Wii was like, nah, I'd lose. You know what I mean? That's why we haven't done any Sunshine. But once we get Sunshine on the G or the whatchamacallit, I can't remember, the NSO. Sorry, I don't know why I couldn't remember that. Once we get that on the Nintendo Switch Online, we can probably get that going, and maybe I'll reset it. I'm probably going to delete those streams because it's like the thing is, Roy. I mean, those streams are fine, but it's like they're not really going to help if we have to reset the game anyway, because it's not like we can like put the game memory into that. So it'll depend. It'll depend. Maybe Roy can. Maybe I'll get the same start shines he got, and then we can just move on from there. But I don't know. It's still a work in progress. Besides, Sunshine isn't even out yet, so which is going to you know age greatly because it's like it probably will like in a couple weeks or so, but like whatever. Anyway, so long story short, that's pretty much Roy's live playthrough. Game Guys Gauntlet, I'm thinking of doing Galaxy. I'm thinking of playing that and 64. Original 64, not the randomizer or Iron Mario, although that would be really fun. No, just regular old Mario 64. I was thinking of doing a speed run, but again, I'm not too sure about that. For Galaxy, I had an interesting idea. It came from the Dice's domain. We had a number, I believe it was 3, we made it, where pretty much you had to do a star, and you could do any star you wanted to. In 5 minutes, I think I made it. I might lower it to 4, maybe 3 for the challenge itself. And if you don't make it to the end, you're dead. Or I thought of this in the car. Instead of killing Mario and resetting, I thought of this. It's probably gonna go like this. It's the 5 minutes, or I think I might make it 4. For the 4 minutes, uh, if you don't make it there in 4 minutes for whatever reason, instead of going back, instead of Mario dying, instead it'll probably be go back to the observatory. it'll be like a speed run. See how many stars you can get, and if you die, the timer doesn't slow, doesn't pause, or it doesn't reset. The timer keeps. I might change the title. I'm not gonna say what I named it, but pretty much I just it, so I'll see what I can come up with. But pretty much, yeah. So that's my plan for that. I'm probably going to do it again Wednesday. Maybe I'll do one on Tuesday just to see how it goes, and then Wednesday can be the real thing. Kind of like what we did with the Dice's Domain, except the Dice's Domain was way more crazy. I love the Dice's Domain. We're probably gonna end up doing D3313 for that one too, because my God, I did it on my own, and I was like, wow, this is actually really fun. So yeah, um, yeah. So pretty much that's the plan. Roy's behind it. Roy actually came up with the idea of doing it on Wednesdays, and I'm like, yeah, sure. We don't have like a title or anything because we already have titles for like whatever we're doing. Like again, if we're doing the challenge where I roll a dice and whatever it lands on, we have to do it for like at about a time. That's Dice's Domain. For Roy playing the game for the first time, it's blind playthrough. For my ridiculous video game challenges, it's Game Guys Gauntlet. You know how it goes. And pretty much, my plan was, yeah, those are my plans pretty much. Uh, Also, um, I forgot what I was about to say. I was about to say something and then I totally forgot. Uh, wow, I just lost my train of thought. Sorry about that. So yeah, this is basically me just laying my cards down on the table. We might do more reaction videos as well, which I haven't really figured out what I want to name them yet. I'm thinking ridiculous reactions. Like we react to these like really silly, ridiculous, and whatever YouTube videos, like YouTube poops or something like that. Not that they're bad, of course. Like just that they're very silly, which is kind of the point. So there you go. But anyway, yeah. So pretty much that's kind of it. Um, yeah. The schedule probably won't change. I might throw Thursday in there too, depending on how I feel about it, like in the future or something like that. I might also like when the holidays come around, like Halloween or Christmas or what have you. Um, I might stream on those days if they're not on Wednesday already, which they might be because of luck. But yeah, pretty much that's kind of it. It's kind of a shorter stream, but it's basically me just saying, hey, this is what's going to happen. It's not really a stream. It's kind of like a recording, but it says stream, so that's what I'm going to call it. But yeah, that's kind of it. So yeah. Um, well, there is one other thing actually. We're still probably not going to be able to do any like DS or 3DS games because we don't have a capture card. Uh, which is which kind of sucks, but it's like whatever. But anyway, yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Um, if you have any questions about like what the Dice's Domain or Game Guys Gauntlet or anything like that, uh, put it down in the comments. I'll get to as many people as I can. I might not see it because YouTube sometimes decides, nah, I don't feel like telling you about these things. I don't want to tell you people like commented on your stream or whatever, and it's like I don't. But I don't like it when it doesn't notify me. It's so obnoxious. It's like, what do you mean? But anyway, so yeah, just feel free to comment. Obviously, I'm not gonna say what future Game Guys Gauntlets are gonna be because I kind of want to keep it a secret. Uh, except for Galaxy, of course, because I already mentioned Galaxy. So if you have any questions about the challenge or how it works, hit me in the comments. Also, for that challenge, if there's a prankster comment and it has like a timer or whatever, that timer will be the amount of time I have to, or I guess if Roy feels like playing, but I'll just say as much time as we have to beat the level, depending on what it is. Uh, but yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Again, I might stream for a little longer than usual, or maybe a little shorter, depending on how I feel. Maybe to test it out, I'll stream Super Mario Kart or Mario Kart World on Tuesday, just to see how that goes, and then Wednesday will be the actual stream. And Wednesday will be the Galaxy stream, so keep your eyes peeled for that. I still haven't figured out. Uh, oh, maybe I'm coming up with ideas, so I'm not gonna say what they are. Maybe I'll tell you if you comment. Wink, wink. Nah, I don't want to do that. I don't want to beg for comments. But that was just kind of a joke. But if you do have questions, of course, like I said, just go down to the comments, ask me. I'll probably get to you. Again, depending on how bad my Wi-Fi decides to be. Hello there, Maddie. But like, yeah. So that's pretty much the plan for the future and stuff like that. Yeah. So that's pretty much it. Um. So yeah, I guess that'll be all. Until next time, which will probably be again Tuesday. Uh, when I'll probably do another. We'll probably do more Brothership, or maybe we'll do Mario Kart World, or it depends on how Roy's feeling. And of course, Wednesday's Galaxy. I'm gonna try to make it like set in stone, but I'm not too sure. We'll see. But anyway, and I think you guys are gonna enjoy the Galaxy. The ridiculous idea I have for Galaxy. It's gonna be so good. But anyway, yeah. So I know it was a little bit of a short stream. Like it was literally like 20 minutes, but I'm routing, of course. I mean, it was assuming that I actually ended after 20, but pretty much I just wanted to tell you guys how I felt. Uh, well, not really that, because I feel pretty okay, I guess. Uh, but yeah, it's kind of a shorter stream, I guess. But anyway, uh, yeah. So I guess that'll be that. So I will see you guys next time. Until then, hope you guys stay safe and stay cool and stay amazing. And I will see you all Tuesday unless I stream earlier, which I probably won't, but we'll see. Anyway, uh, one sec. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm not gonna like, yeah. So yeah. Uh, until next time, everybody. Uh, yeah. See you all then. Um, it could be I'm all awkward. All right. And goodbye. Said that weird. Hold on, I get the better than that. Goodbye.